Chapter 1704. Elder Mo Hun stood in the air and said coldly. More experts rushed towards Lu Ming. Lu Ming and Bubble cooperated and fought a bloody battle. With Lu Ming's current combat strength, no one could kill him unless they were in the great circle of the Bright Saint realm. All of you, make your move and end this quickly. Elder Mo Hun ordered the 4 middle-aged men behind him. Yes. The 4 middle-aged men nodded. Their expressions were somewhat stiff. Then, they stepped forward, emitting a terrifying aura. This was the aura of a supreme sage. Everyone's expression changed drastically. The other party had 4 supreme sages, enough to turn this battle around. One of them stepped out and charged towards Lu Ming. Not good. Yang Tianzong, Long Yuanshan, and the others were shocked. Lu Ming stood no chance against a supreme sage expert. Lu Ming had no chance. Kill! The man with the wooden face struck out with his palm and a terrifying palm print blasted towards Lu Ming. The terrifying pressure made Lu Ming's expression turn grim. Lu Ming retreated quickly, but the palm print followed him like a shadow. Chirp chirp, Bubble waved his claws and the space fluctuated. The law of time and space flowed and a powerful force acted on the middle-aged man. But the other party's cultivation was too strong. Every move of a supreme sage expert could destroy mountains and rivers. Saint energy surged in the middle-aged man's body and broke through the law of time and space. He continued to charge towards Lu Ming. Boom! With a palm strike, Lu Ming's figure shattered like a mirror. A few hundred meters away, Lu Ming's figure appeared with a serious look in his eyes. A supreme sage was too strong. He couldn't resist at all. Bam! The middle-aged man continued to step out and stared at Lu Ming. His speed was astonishingly fast as he approached Lu Ming. Roar! A dragon roar was heard as a purple true dragon pounced towards the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man threw out a palm strike and collided with the purple true void. His body was forced back. There was a flash of purple light and the Valley Master of Purple Dragon Valley appeared beside Lu Ming. At this moment, the Valley Master of Purple Dragon Valley was covered with purple dragon scales. They were sparkling and translucent, as if they were made of purple jade. There were also 2 dragon horns on the Valley Master of Purple Dragon Valley. This was the manifestation of the Purple Dragon combat body that had been unleashed to the extreme. The Purple Dragon Valley Master came to Lu Ming's side. His opponent also charged towards the Purple Dragon Valley Master. Let's gather together and charge out together. The Valley Master of the Purple Dragon Valley roared. He stretched out his claw and blocked the other party's attack. Thereafter, his quintessential essence swirled and he carried Lu Ming with him. That's right, let's gather together. A great sage from the Life and Death Sword faction shouted. Gather! The supreme sages from the other sects shouted the sages and ordinary disciples of all the sects began to gather. The people from the Dragon God Valley and the Life and Death Sword sect were the first to gather. After they gathered together, they formed a circle around each other and went into a defensive state, defending with all their might. Then, after paying some price, the other sects also slowly gathered together. At first, it was 1 or 2 or 3 sects that gathered together. Slowly, all the sects gathered together. In the end, even the people from the Heavenly God sect rushed over after paying a heavy price and gathered with everyone. Lu Ming glanced over and saw that at least half of the Heavenly God sect's people were dead. There were originally thousands of people, but now there were less than 2,000 people left. The losses were extremely heavy. However, Xian Yinjuan was clearly under heavy protection and was not seriously affected. The 13 sects gathered together and formed a circle. There were people from the Evil Spirit sect all around. They surrounded everyone and attacked continuously. However, the combined forces of the 13 top sects were able to fend off the enemy's attack. There are too many people below the Sage Realm. It's difficult to charge out. Someone said. Those below the Sage Realm, enter my mountain and river painting. Lu Ming shouted, and the mountain and river painting floated out. It's a grotto heaven treasure. Yes, enter the grotto heaven treasure. Don't resist. The great sage experts all roared in unison. If everyone below the sage realm entered the mountain and river painting, it would be much easier for them to break out of the encirclement. In the sky, Elder Demon Soul's face was gloomy. He shouted coldly, "Attack!" Swoosh! Swoosh! The moment Elder Demon Soul's voice fell, terrifying saber auras burst out. These saber auras didn't attack Lu Ming and the others from the outside, but from the inside. The people of the Intentionless Saber sect attacked the other sects at this time. Intentionless Saber sect, you, traitors! The great sage of the Heavenly Gods sect let out a crazy roar because a great sage of the Intentionless Saber sect had pierced his dantian and shattered his saint heart. Once a sage's saint heart was shattered, his cultivation would be crippled. He had never dreamed that the people of the Intentionless Saber sect would suddenly betray him. Damn it! The others were also furious. The Heavenly Gods sect and the Demonic Moon sect were close to the Intentionless Saber sect. These two sects had been attacked by the Intentionless Saber sect and suffered heavy losses. The most shocking thing was that there was more than one great sage in the Intentionless Saber sect. There were actually several of them, and they attacked. The 13 sects were immediately in chaos. Obviously, this was premeditated long ago. Kill! The surrounding evil spirit sect cultivators took this opportunity to charge over. The defenses of the various sects in the Tsang province were instantly destroyed. The most miserable ones were the Heavenly Gods sect and the Demonic Moon sect. The great sages of the two sects were killed. Defend! Purple Dragon Valley Master shouted. The Dragon God Valley and the Life and Death Sword sect stood together and defended with all their strength. Kill! Lu Ming cooperated with Bubbles and killed 2 Sage Realm experts in a row. His body was bathed in sage blood. Intentionless Saber sect, you've already joined the Evil Spirit sect. Aren't you afraid of the revenge of all the sects in the Tsang state? Someone shouted. As long as we kill all of you today, who will know that the Intentionless Saber sect is related to the Evil Spirit sect? A great sage of the Intentionless Saber sect sneered. Everyone's hearts turned cold. That's right. If they all died today, who would know that the Intentionless Saber sect had joined the Evil Spirit sect? The Intentionless Saber sect could continue to mingle with the various sects in the Tsang state. At the critical moment, they could give the various sects a fatal blow. You won't succeed. Someone roared. My Evil Spirit sect will rise again. We will be unstoppable. High in the sky, Elder Demon Soul sneered. Roar! At this moment, an earth-shattering roar sounded. The heavens shook and the earth shook as if an ancient beast was roaring. Then, in the distant sky, an incomparably huge golden claw stretched over. The claw was covered with golden hair, and it grabbed at Elder Demon Soul. Elder Demon Soul's expression changed drastically as he shouted, "An absolute sage! Lord, it's the Lord!" Many experts of the Demon Castle shouted excitedly. The others were also very excited. They never expected that the Demon Castle's Lord would come here at this time. But at this moment, a terrifying sword light slashed down from the sky toward the golden claw. Boom! Chapter 1705. Roar! In the distance, a roar rang out. A golden lion as big as a mountain stepped through the air and appeared in front of everyone. This was the Demon Castle's Lord, a sun god lion. In the sky, a black-robed man with a sword on his back appeared and confronted the Demon Castle's Lord. Everyone's hearts trembled. The Evil Spirit sect also had a supreme sage hidden here and had not made a move before. Demon Castle's Lord, I didn't expect you to come here. Fortunately, I was prepared and brought a supreme sage here just in case. Elder Demon Soul said coldly. However, his expression was still ugly. The Demon Castle's Lord's sudden arrival had already disrupted his plan. Is that so? What about us? Did you expect that? At this moment, a cold voice came from afar. Then, a sword light crossed the endless void and instantly appeared at the peak of Tsang Mountain. The sword light turned, and instantly, 3 evil spirit sect great sages were killed. Blood splattered everywhere. The others were terrified and frantically retreated. It's the life and death sword. The sect master is here. The people of the life and death sword sect were overjoyed. Only then did everyone see that the sword light just now was a black and white sword that emanated a terrifying sword aura. In the distance, 2 figures appeared in the air. One of them was a middle-aged man wearing a black and white robe. The black and white longsword pierced through the air and flew into his hand. This person was the life and death sword sect master. The other person was an old man with a gentle expression. Master. Lu Ming was dumbfounded. The person who appeared with the life and death sword sect master was actually the Cloud Dragon Valley master, Lu Ming's master. Master, it's Master. Isn't Master busy? Why is he here? Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong exclaimed. As for Elder Demon Soul, his expression was extremely ugly. How could this be? Why would so many experts appear in Tsang Mountain? Why would the life and death sword sect master and the demon castle's lord appear in Tsang Mountain for no reason? Although the treasure ranking meeting was important, no sect master had ever come, right? After all, it was a competition among the younger generation. Even if the sect master came, it would not be of much help. Attack! Annihilate the evil spirit sect demons! The headmaster of the life and death sword faction spoke. He took a step forward, and sword light filled the sky as he charged towards Elder Demonic Soul. Kill! The demon castle lord charged toward the evil spirit sect's absolute sage expert. As for the Cloud Dragon Valley master, he took a step forward and appeared at the peak of Tsang Mountain. Sword light bloomed in his hand and poured out in torrents. Puff! Puff! The 2 evil spirit sect great sages were unable to resist in front of the Cloud Dragon Valley master and were directly killed. Then, with a sweep of the sword light, more than a dozen bright saints were killed. Unable to resist, they could only be slaughtered. Lu Ming was once again shocked by the strength of the Cloud Dragon Valley master. Was the Cloud Dragon Valley lord also an absolute saint? Retreat, retreat! The great sage of the evil spirit sect roared. He knew that the situation was hopeless. Kill them all. The great sages of more than a dozen sects roared and launched a counterattack. They charged toward the other party, not allowing them to retreat. At the scene, the people with the ugliest expressions were the people from the intentionless saber sect. They knew that they were finished and wanted to break out frantically. However, how could the experts of the other sects let them break out? They were tightly entangled. The Cloud Dragon Valley master held a long sword in his hand. His expression was gentle, but with every step he took, an expert died. It was the same whether it was a great sage or a bright saint. In the blink of an eye, the number of great sages who died at the hands of the Cloud Dragon Valley master reached 7. Puff! A middle-aged man with the strength of a great sage was split in half by the Cloud Dragon Valley master. At this moment, a scream came from the sky. Elder Demonic Soul's head was cut off by the Life and Death Sword faction's sect master. Although Elder Demonic Soul's cultivation base was high, he had been severely injured 80,000 years ago. Later, his physical body was destroyed by Lu Ming with the fragments of the prison-suppressing steel. Although he was lucky and found a suitable person to possess, his cultivation base was far from recovering to its peak. How could he be a match for the Life and Death Sword faction's sect master? After his physical body was cut off, Elder Demonic Soul's soul escaped. It was the image of an old man, exactly the same as the one Lu Ming had seen back then. Elder Demonic Soul's soul wanted to escape, but the Life and Death Sword faction's sect master slashed out with his sword, and Elder Demonic Soul's soul was destroyed. Ah, the evil spirit sect will avenge me. Elder Mo Hun let out a roar of unwillingness as his soul dissipated into thin air. This expert from 80,000 years ago, an old monster who had struggled at death's door for 80,000 years, was finally destroyed. Brother Yun, you killed too slowly. After killing Elder Demonic Soul, the Life and Death Sword faction's sect master stepped down. A terrifying sword light bloomed from his hand, turning into thousands of sword chi that charged toward the evil spirit sect members. One by one, the evil spirit sect members were harvested like wheat, falling in large batches. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master smiled slightly and took a step forward. He appeared in front of a great sage and killed him with a sword. With the Life and Death Sword faction and the Cloud Dragon Valley Master joining in, there was no longer any suspense in this battle. They couldn't even escape. Soon, they were all killed. Only the members of the Intentionless Saber sect were left. Their faces were pale as they were surrounded by the experts of the other sections. Roar! High up in the sky, the Demon Castle's Fort Master was still fighting with the Evil Spirit sect's experts. I'll go and lend him a hand. The Life and Death Sword faction's sect master's killing intent was cold. He turned into a sword light and soared into the sky. A terrifying sword scar appeared between heaven and earth. Poof! That evil spirit sect expert let out a miserable cry. He had been hit by the sword and was almost cut in half by the Life and Death Sword faction's sect master. Kill! The Life and Death Sword faction's sect master's battle prowess was incomparably terrifying. Once the Life and Death Sword art was used, he would live and you would die. His battle prowess was clearly stronger than the Demon Castle's Fort Master and that evil spirit sect expert. The sword light slashed past, and one of the evil spirit sect's expert's arms was cut off. Roar! The Demon Castle's Fort Master was as big as a mountain. His golden fur flickered, and the sun flames spread out. The sun god lion was undoubtedly a terrifying divine beast. A lion's roar shook the other party's soul. Bam! Then, he clawed out and scratched the other party's body, causing the other party to vomit large mouthfuls of blood. Then, the Life and Death Sword faction's sect master slashed down and directly split the other party in half. An absolute saint had fallen. At this point, all the evil spirit sect members who had appeared this time had been annihilated. Now that there was no the Arch in the Tsang state, absolute saints were the strongest experts who stood at the peak. They were incomparably powerful and were the king of the saints. They were much stronger than great sages. Once an absolute saint appeared, they could change the situation of the battle. If an absolute saint is so powerful, what about a martial emperor? How terrifying would a martial emperor look down on the world? I really don't know how terrifying that is. Lu Ming sighed in his heart. Why are you here? Chapter 1706. The experts of the Intentionless Saber sect understood that not only were they finished, but the Intentionless Saber sect was also finished. They sighed. They were too unlucky to have met the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Demon Castle Master, and the Life and Death Sword Sect Master. Do you think it's a coincidence that we're here? We've been here for a long time, waiting for the Intentionless Saber Sect to make a move. If you don't make a move, how will we suppress the Intentionless Saber Sect in the future? The Life and Death Sword Sect Master said coldly. What? You've been here for a long time. Did you already know that the Intentionless Saber Sect had joined the Evil Spirit Sect? The great sage of the Intentionless Saber sect was in disbelief. They had been very secretive about their actions. Of course, we've been investigating this matter all this time. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said, 3 years ago, my disciple Lu Ming encountered an assassination attempt by the Evil Spirit sect on his way back from the Tsang Mountain. According to him, the Intentionless Saber sect was the one who attacked. Therefore, all these years, the Demon Castle Master, the Life and Death Sword Sect Master and I have been secretly investigating. As expected, we found some clues. However, you hid it very well, and we didn't have any evidence. Therefore, we could only wait for you to make a move yourselves. Many people were shocked. So that was the case. 3 years ago, Lu Ming actually encountered an assassination attempt by the Evil Spirit sect. 3 years ago, so that was the case. That time, we didn't expect Lu Ming to survive. We tried our best, but the heavens didn't protect us. The intentionless saber sect's great sage sighed. He didn't expect that everything would be ruined by Lu Ming. If Lu Ming hadn't survived 3 years ago and told the Cloud Dragon Valley Master that the intentionless saber sect might have colluded with the evil spirit sect, today's incident wouldn't have happened. Their plan would definitely have been carried out smoothly. Kill them. There's no need to talk to them. The Demon Castle Master said with a ferocious look in his eyes. He stretched out his golden claws and grabbed at the people of the intentionless saber sect. The people of the intentionless saber sect were unwilling and wanted to resist. But in the hands of an absolute sage, resistance was futile. In the end, they were killed one by one. Ming, are you all alright? The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley stepped forward and came before Lu Ming, Long Yuanshan, and Yang Tianzong. Master, if you don't make a move, we'll be finished. Yang Tianzong said bitterly. You rascal, are you blaming me for being late? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master scolded jokingly. Disciple doesn't dare. Yang Tianzong said. This time, it is of utmost importance to lure out the people of the Thoughtless Saber sect to attack. If we had attacked earlier, the people of the Thoughtless Saber sect would definitely not have attacked. Of course, if you guys had really encountered danger, how could I not have attacked? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Lu Ming, Long Yuanshan, and the rest nodded. That was indeed the case. If the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others had made their move earlier, the people of the intentionless saber sect would not have made their move. Ming, you performed very well this time. Looks like you've gained a lot from the 100 Clan battlefield. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master looked at Lu Ming with satisfaction. To be honest, Lu Ming's performance had exceeded his expectations. Previously, he had also witnessed the battle between Lu Ming and the Divine Sun. I still have to thank Master. Lu Ming cupped his fists. Come on, let's go back. Someone spoke. Lu Ming looked over and saw that it was the people of the Heavenly Divinity sect. This time, the Heavenly Divinity sect had suffered a great loss. A great saint was killed and more than half of their disciples were killed. Most of the people who came to the treasure ranking meeting were the elites of the younger generation. Such a great loss was a heavy blow to the Heavenly Divinity sect. One could imagine that there would be a gap in the experts of the Heavenly Divinity sect in the future. A force without new blood to pass on its legacy was very scary. Come on, let's go back. Following that, the sects began to return. Today's matter must be reported to the sects as soon as possible. Some people expressed their gratitude to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Life and Death Sword faction leader, and the Demon Fort Lord before leaving. At this time, Lu Ming released Zifeng, Tian Chui, and the rest from the Mountain River diagram. When they learned of the situation, they were shocked. Alright, let's return to the Dragon God Valley. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. After saying that, he waved his hand and a battle sword flew out of his hand. It rapidly expanded to 10,000 meters long and a few hundred meters wide. Thousands of disciples of the Dragon God Valley stepped on the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's sword and flew back to the Dragon God Valley. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master's speed was astonishing. Even with thousands of people, his speed was still very fast. In less than a day, they returned to the Dragon God Valley. A few days later, the Battle of Tsang Mountain quickly spread throughout the entire Tsang state. Countless people were dumbfounded. No one had imagined that the treasure meeting this time would actually be so brilliant and so soul-stirring. First, Lu Ming rose as a dark horse. He killed Luo Shuihan and took first place in the treasure ranking meeting. After that, he fought against the Divine Sun and launched a great battle. Lu Ming broke through in the battle and killed the Divine Sun. From then on, Lu Ming was the #1 monster in the Tsang state. After that, there was the matter of the evil spirit sect besieging the major sections. In the battle, the intentionless saber sect rebelled. Every single one of these matters was unbelievable and shocking. As for Lu Ming, his name shook the Tsang state and was remembered by countless people. After another 10 days, a piece of news spread throughout the Tsang state. The 12 major sects of the Tsang state had joined forces and sent out a great army to attack the intentionless saber sect. However, when the experts of the 12 sects arrived, the intentionless saber sect was already empty. All the experts had already retreated, leaving behind only a few people with low cultivation. Where did the experts of the intentionless saber sect go? However, some people guessed that the intentionless saber sect was most likely still in the Tsang state. Furthermore, there was another guess that was even more frightening. Since the intentionless saber sect could join the evil spirit sect, then would the other 12 top sects of the Tsang state also join the evil spirit sect? Could the intentionless saber sect be hiding in one of these sects? The moment this guess was made, the Tsang state was shaken. The 12 top sects were on guard against each other. That was because this guess was very likely. For a time, the various sects of the Tsang state were in turmoil. However, there was one thing that would not change. From now on, there would no longer be 13 top sects in the Tsang state. There would only be 12. During this period of time, Lu Ming had been in seclusion in the Cloud Dragon Valley to stabilize his cultivation. As for Ming Lian's second body, it was also recovering at full strength. A month after the Tsang Mountain battle, Ming Lian's second body had already completely recovered. As for the arm that was chopped off, it had long since grown back. In fact, Ming Lian's second body's cultivation was showing signs of improving. After all, Lu Ming's main body had already reached the realm of the law vessel. Both the main body and the second body were the same person and had the same experience. The second body was not far from the law vessel. As for Bubble, it seemed to be about to break through and was sleeping soundly in the mountain river diagram. On this day, Lu Ming paid a visit to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Ming, you want the fragment of the prison-suppressing steel? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master asked in surprise. Yes, Master. Disciple's other bloodline is the prison-suppressing steel. The fragment of the prison-suppressing steel is very useful to Disciple. Chapter 1707. Lu Ming revealed the bloodline of the prison-suppressing monument. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was shocked to see the prison-suppressing monument floating above Lu Ming's head. It was his first time seeing Lu Ming's prison-suppressing monument bloodline. Moreover, Lu Ming had already collected a fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. After pondering for a while, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master said, Minger, it's all thanks to you that we were able to obtain 2 ancient treasures this time. Furthermore, to the sect, the other treasure is useful. The prison-suppressing monument fragment is just a bonus and is not of much use. It's not a big problem for me to get it for you. Thank you, Master. Lu Ming was overjoyed. You deserve it. However, there's a problem. 3 years later, when the treasure pedestal meeting begins, it'll be hard to explain to the other sects. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. If the other sects come first 3 years later, I'll hand it over then. Lu Ming said. At most, Lu Ming would think of a way to let the Dragon God Valley come first 3 years later. That way, he wouldn't have to hand over the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. Lu Ming wasn't strong enough. If Lu Ming had the strength to dominate the Tsang continent, he would have kept the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. No one would dare to say no. Alright, I'll come to you in a few days. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. As expected, 2 days later, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master found Lu Ming and handed the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument to Lu Ming. With Lu Ming's talent and performance at the treasure pedestal meeting, he had gained the attention of the upper echelons of the Dragon God Valley. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master went to ask for the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument for Lu Ming. The only person who stopped him was the Silver Dragon Valley Master. However, the Silver Dragon Valley Master couldn't go against the will of the others. After getting the fragment of the prison-suppressing monument, Lu Ming entered the mountain river diagram and took it out. Wang! As soon as Lu Ming took out the prison-suppressing steel fragment, it flew into the air and emitted a mysterious fluctuation. There were gaps on both sides of this piece, and in the middle, there was the word prison. The energy fluctuations it emitted were exactly the same as Lu Ming's spirit-suppressing steel. It really is a fragment of the prison-suppressing monument. It's a part of the middle. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He felt the prison-suppressing steel's bloodline in his spine become restless. With a single thought, the bloodline of the suppressing prison monument appeared and emitted a blinding light. Wang! The fragment of the prison-suppressing steel seemed to resonate strongly with the prison-suppressing steel. It vibrated violently and then flew towards the bloodline of the prison-suppressing steel. It leaned against the fragment of the prison-suppressing steel. The gap between the two was exactly the same. When the two of them leaned against each other, the light on the prison-suppressing steel grew even brighter. It was incomparably resplendent, and there was a sense of vicissitudes that was being emitted from it. Lu Ming could faintly feel a terrifying suppressive force, as if it could suppress the heavens. The prison-suppressing heavenly skill. At this time, another piece of information appeared in Lu Ming's mind. It was the information of the prison-suppressing heavenly skill. This piece of information was mostly the same as the one Lu Ming had received before, but it was more complete and exquisite. The prison-suppressing heavenly skill can be even stronger. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He carefully comprehended it. In the blink of an eye, 5 days had passed. Lu Ming finally ended his cultivation and put away the prison-suppressing steel. He then exited the mountain river diagram and flew out of the Dragon God Valley, arriving at a barren land. Boom! Lu Ming struck out with his palm. His palm seemed to have turned into a lifelike prison-suppressing steel, and it slammed towards a barren mountain. The mountain was directly shattered into pieces, scattering in all directions. Following this, Lu Ming's thoughts moved. The illusionary figure of the prison-suppressing steel suddenly appeared around him. Following this, the illusionary figure of the prison-suppressing steel increased, and in the end, there were 12 of them, pressing towards the ground. Boom! Boom! The ground trembled violently, and terrifying cracks appeared on it. The power of the prison-suppressing heavenly skill has indeed become stronger, and more mysterious. Lu Ming's eyes lit up with joy. The prison-suppressing heavenly skill was originally very mysterious. As his cultivation level increased, its power would also continue to increase. It seemed to be borrowing the power of the prison-suppressing steel's bloodline. Now, the two fragments of the prison-suppressing steel had merged into one. Without a doubt, when Lu Ming used the prison-suppressing heavenly skill, its power had skyrocketed, surpassing that of the chaotic flipping sky seal. Yes, when Lu Ming used the prison-suppressing heavenly skill now, its power had surpassed that of the chaotic flipping sky seal. After all, the chaotic flipping sky seal was only a domain martial technique. However, Lu Ming had now comprehended the law of chaos, and the power of the domain martial technique could no longer keep up. Unless Lu Ming comprehended a superpower technique based on the law of chaos. However, the superpower technique required one to enter the martial sage realm and have the saint power. Only by combining the saint power and the law could one successfully cultivate it. In the chaos scripture, there was a superpower technique related to the law of chaos. However, it was astonishingly difficult to comprehend a superpower technique. Unless one was extremely talented, it would be difficult for an ordinary saint to comprehend it. In fact, there were superpower techniques in the 13 top sects of the Tsang state. However, Lu Ming had encountered so many saints, and none of them had succeeded in comprehending it. Otherwise, Lu Ming might not have been able to kill enemies who were of a higher realm. Lu Ming experimented for a while more before returning to the Cloud Dragon Valley to continue cultivating. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed since the treasure sorting meet. On this day, Lu Ming left the Dragon God Valley and turned into a stream of light, disappearing into the horizon. A few days later, Lu Ming arrived at the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. He and Xian Yanqing had not seen each other for a long time, and he missed him. In addition, Xian Yanqing did not appear at the treasure sorting meet, which made Lu Ming feel inexplicably worried. Since he was free now, he came to see Xian Yanqing and gave some phoenix incense wood to Xian Yanqing. Ahead, many demon mountains appeared in front of him. Stop! In front of the gate of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect, Lu Ming was blocked by two young men. Who are you? What are you doing in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect? One of the young men asked. I'm Lu Ming, and I'm here to see Saintess Nianqing. Please inform her. Lu Ming said. What? You're Lu Ming. The two young men's faces changed as they looked at Lu Ming in surprise. Now, Lu Ming was too famous in the Tsang state. Everyone in the big sects knew him. Yes, Lu Ming of the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming nodded. I'm afraid you've come at a bad time. Our saintess is in seclusion and will not see any guests. One of the young men said. In seclusion? Lu Ming frowned and said, please inform her. If Saintess Nianqing knows I'm here, she will definitely see me. Lu Ming, I've said that our saintess is in seclusion and will not see any outsiders. Hurry up and leave. The young man said again, and his face turned cold. Lu Ming frowned even more. He had been sending messages to Xian Nianqing, but it did not go out. Was he really in seclusion? But even if he was in seclusion, as long as it was not too important, it was fine to send a message. The two of you, please send a message to your sect master. I would like to pay my respects to your sect master. Lu Ming said. Chapter 1708. Lu Ming, don't be so ungrateful. The sect leader of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect is not someone you can meet whenever you want. You should leave now. A young man berated, his tone getting worse and worse. I've already asked for a meeting, but you're trying to stop me. I can only meet the sect leader of the demon sect myself. Lu Ming's face was cold, as he had lost his patience. Boom! Lu Ming took a step forward, and his powerful aura shook the two young men away. Lu Ming, how dare you make a move in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect? You're dead meat. The two young men shouted, but they quickly retreated, not daring to stop Lu Ming. At this time, there was a sound of something breaking through the air in the distance. Several young men stepped forward, and the one in the lead was Mo Yang. What's going on? Lu Ming, is that you? Mo Yang scolded. He swept his gaze around and discovered Lu Ming. His expression changed. Senior brother Mo Yang, Lu Ming wants to see Saintess Nianqing. I said that Saintess Nianqing is in seclusion and will not see anyone, so he wants to barge in. A young man shouted. Lu Ming, how dare you? Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have some strength. You're still far from being arrogant in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Mo Yang berated him with a cold face. Oh, so you want to fight me? Lu Ming stepped forward and said indifferently. You, Mo Yang's face turned ugly, and he retreated again and again, fear flashing in his eyes. Fight with Lu Ming? What a joke. Lu Ming could probably kill him with a slap. How would he dare? If you don't dare to fight, then get lost. I want to meet the sect leader of the demon sect. Lu Ming reprimanded and strode into the house. Stop! At this time, a voice was heard, and a powerful force shrouded Lu Ming, stopping him in his tracks. Then, a demonic light flashed, and a beautiful middle-aged woman appeared in front of Lu Ming. Master! When Mo Yang saw this, he hurriedly saluted and revealed a look of joy. This beautiful middle-aged woman was the master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect, Xian Nianqing's master. Lu Ming greets the sect leader of the Devil Sect. Lu Ming saluted, neither servile nor overbearing. Master, this Lu Ming is arrogant and despotic. He doesn't put our Heavenly Universe Demon Sect in his eyes at all. He wants to force his way into the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. Master, please take him down and destroy his cultivation. As Mo Yang spoke, his eyes flashed with a cold light. Lu Ming had a calm expression on his face. He had only come to see the Sky Universe Devil Sect. He didn't believe that the sect leader of the Sky Universe Devil Sect, an overlord of a region, would act against him. If that happened, it might trigger a war between the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Dragon God Valley. Alright, I already know about this. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master nodded and asked Mo Yang to step aside. He then looked at Lu Ming and said, "You're here to see Nianqing, right?" "Yes, please pass the message on my behalf, sect master." Lu Ming said. "I'm afraid you won't be able to see Nianqing for a while. She's already in seclusion and is focused on breaking through to the Saint Realm. She can't be disturbed." The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. "Breaking through to the Saint Realm?" Lu Ming nodded and said, "Then may I ask how long it will take for her to come out of seclusion?" "At least a year, at most 3 to 5 years. It's hard to say. If it's for Nianqing's sake, please go back. When Nianqing comes out of seclusion, I will ask her to see you." The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. Lu Ming frowned. He had a bad feeling in his heart, but he didn't know why. He couldn't help but think of more than 3 years ago. When he came to the Sky Universe Demon Sect, he was hunted down by the Sky Universe Demon Sect on his way back. On the surface, the hunt seemed to be out of jealousy between young people, but Lu Ming had a feeling that it wasn't that simple. However, what the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said was flawless, and he couldn't find a reason to refute it. If he insisted on seeing Xian Nianqing, it would mean that he wasn't thinking about Xian Nianqing. "Then I'll take my leave. If Nianqing comes out of seclusion, please pass the message," Lu Ming said. "Of course." The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. "Thank you, Senior." Lu Ming cupped his fists, then turned and left, disappearing without a trace in the blink of an eye. "Master, why didn't you take the opportunity to cripple this kid? Do you want me to bring some experts to kill this kid halfway and let him rise? He'll be a big threat to the Sky Universe Demon Sect," Mo Yang whispered. With Lu Ming's current achievements and talent, do you think the experts of Dragon God Valley would let him go out without worry? The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. Mo Yang's face changed, and he said, "Master, are you saying that there are experts secretly protecting Lu Ming? No matter what. At this time, we can't alert the enemy. Let's go back." After saying that, the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master's figure disappeared. After leaving the Sky Universe Demon Sect, Lu Ming frowned. He always felt that this matter was very strange, but he couldn't put his finger on it. "I hope I'm overthinking. Let's wait for Nianqing to come out of seclusion," Lu Ming thought to himself as he headed toward Dragon God Valley. After returning to Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming continued his seclusion to strengthen his foundation and prepare to break through to the Saint Realm. Time passed, day after day, in a hurry. In the blink of an eye, a year had passed since the treasure sorting convention. During this year, the major forces in Sangzhou were very peaceful, and Sangzhou entered a rare period of stability. The experts of the major forces seemed to have disappeared. Only some of the younger generation, those below the 7th level of the Martial Emperor realm, would go out to explore and perform their own legends. At the top of a big snow mountain in Dragon God Valley, a teenage girl with bright eyes, white teeth, and jade-like skin could be seen moving freely on the top of the mountain. A soft whip in her hand whistled out, changing unpredictably. One moment it was like a dragon, the next moment it was like a sword, the next moment it was like a long spear. The most shocking thing was that a strange aura emanated from the girl's body and shrouded the top of the snow mountain. In the vast expanse of whiteness, there was no vegetation at all on the top of the snow mountain, but there were actually small trees and grasses. The flowers and grasses were green and grew rapidly. Soon, the top of the snow mountain was covered with green plants and fresh flowers. In the wind and snow, it looked particularly out of place. Whoosh! Then, the whip stopped and the girl stopped moving. She looked excitedly at a black-robed young man sitting next to her and said, "Master, what do you think of Xiang Xiang's cultivation?" "Not bad. She has already cultivated to the 3rd level of her domain martial technique." The black-robed young man nodded with a smile on his face, but there was still a trace of amazement in the depths of his eyes. The black-robed young man was none other than Lu Ming. Xiang Xiang. More than a year ago, when Lu Ming had just returned from the 100-tribe battlefield, her cultivation had only just broken through to the spiritual god realm. However, Lu Xiang Xiang had now officially achieved the martial emperor realm. 10 days ago, when she had broken through to the first layer martial emperor realm, Lu Ming had taught her a domain martial technique. To his surprise, Lu Xiang had managed to cultivate it to the third level in just 10 days. Her comprehension was shocking. In just a little more than a year, she had broken through to the first layer martial emperor realm from the first layer spiritual god realm. Such a speed could only be described as shocking. That being said, the further she progressed, the harder it would be to cultivate, and the more time she would need. Chapter 1709. There was a gap between the half-step saint realm and the saint realm that was difficult to cross. It required a lot of accumulation. In the world, there were many people who had reached the third stage of the half-step saint realm. However, how many of them could break through to the saint realm? Saint realm experts had a long lifespan. The reason why there were so many saints in the 13 top sects of the Tsang state was because of the long accumulation of time. Some people stopped at the half-step saint realm for decades, centuries, or even millennia. For example, the god Sun was also stuck at the half-step saint realm for more than 10 years before entering the saint realm. Many of the other top 10 monstrous geniuses of the Tsang state had also been stuck at the half-step saint realm for a long time. Moreover, Lu Ming cultivated the law of primal chaos. It was more difficult for him to break through than ordinary people. It was normal for him to not break through for a year. Besides Lu Ming, Ming Lian's second body had also reached the third stage of the half-step saint realm. As for Bubble, she had reached the level of the law of primal chaos not long after the treasure sorting assembly. During this period, she had been cultivating in seclusion, trying to break through to the saint realm. Of course, Bubble's cultivation was just sleeping every day and refining the time and space crystal. Xiang, go back first. Consolidate your realm and build a solid foundation. Don't be in a hurry to break through. Lu Ming said. Yes, master. The little girl nodded, and then she soared into the sky and left. Lu Ming was still sitting cross-legged at the top of the snow mountain, motionless. He let the wind and snow fall on him as if he was detached from the world. His mind was free of nature, as if he had become one with it. Time flew by and another 7 days passed. At this moment, a deafening cry that reverberated through the sky woke Lu Ming up. Lu Ming opened his eyes and looked at the sky. In the sky, an enormous goshawk was soaring through the sky. No, it was not a real goshawk. It was a building, a huge and magnificent building. The Tsang Emperor's chamber. Lu Ming's pupils shrank. He recognized at a glance that this was the Tsang Emperor's chamber that he had seen in the Tsang Emperor's secret realm. Back then, the Azure Emperor had borrowed his supreme treasure, the Lightning Cauldron, to fight against the Soul Slayer King. The Azure Emperor had broken through the void and left, flying into the boundless void. Now, after so many years, it had appeared again. Emperor Tsang's palace flew towards the west of Tsang state at a terrifying speed. Whoosh! Whoosh! At this time, 7 to 8 figures flew out from the Dragon God Valley. Each of them was shockingly fast. They chased after Emperor Tsang's palace and disappeared in the blink of an eye. That speed was too fast. Even if Lu Ming chased after it, he definitely wouldn't be able to catch up. The Tsang Emperor's palace has reappeared. Lu Ming's heart was in turmoil. Emperor Tsang's storage ring was still in his hands. Unfortunately, there was Emperor Tsang's imprint on it, so he couldn't open it at all. I wonder how Tsang Di and Soul Extinguishing Law King are doing. This time, the appearance of Emperor Tsang's resting palace will definitely shock the entire Tsang state. I believe that the news will spread out soon. Lu Ming pondered before ending his cultivation and returning to the Cloud Dragon Valley. Sure enough, more than 10 days later, a piece of news spread across Tsang state. Emperor Tsang's resting palace had reappeared and was flying from east to west. Finally, it landed in a desert in the west. All the major sects in Tsang state were alarmed and sent out their top experts. In the end, all the sects sent their top experts into Emperor Tsang's resting palace. In the end, they actually found Emperor Tsang's corpse. This was the corpse of a demon emperor. It was incomparably precious. Every feather was a top refining material that could be refined into a terrifying sacred weapon. His flesh, blood, and bones were even more precious than many natural treasures. They could be refined into supreme medicine, and were infinitely mysterious. It could be said that a demon emperor's body was full of treasures. In the end, all the major sects started an intense competition and a series of battles broke out. In the end, the 12 major sects decided to divide the demon emperor's corpse into 12 portions. Each sect would get one portion. The demon emperor of a generation, the peerless expert who had suppressed Song's state, was divided among the major sects after his death. However, the major sects did not find the two most precious treasures on Emperor Song's body. They were Emperor Song's realm core and his storage ring. Once a cultivator reached the martial emperor realm, they could evolve their sacred heart into a real world. It was said that some peerless experts could evolve their own worlds, which were already the same as the outside world. They could reproduce on their own. It was incomparably mysterious. The worlds evolved by martial emperors were collectively known as small worlds. And the core of a small world was the realm core. It was incomparably precious and contained the inheritance of a martial emperor. But now, Emperor Song's realm core and storage ring were nowhere to be seen. This caused all kinds of guesses. Another half a month passed. An even more shocking piece of news exploded in Song's state. The news said that Emperor Song's inheritance and storage ring had long been obtained by someone. Back then, when many people of the younger generation entered Emperor Song's secret realm, someone had obtained Emperor Song's inheritance and storage ring. That person was Lu Ming. When this news came out, the world was shaken and Lu Ming was once again pushed to the forefront of the storm. The fact that Lu Ming was the only one who had entered the core of Emperor Song's bedroom palace was dug up again. Following that, there was another piece of news saying that the reason why Lu Ming could rise so quickly and his battle strength was so shocking was because he had obtained Emperor Song's inheritance and treasures. This series of news made most people believe that Lu Ming must have obtained Emperor Song's inheritance and storage ring. All the major sects in Song's state turned their attention to Dragon God Valley. Who wouldn't be tempted by Emperor Song's inheritance and treasures? Lu Ming, a person from a small island overseas, could rise against the heavens just because he had obtained Emperor Song's inheritance and treasures. If a non-saint martial emperor could reach such a level, then what about others? A terrifying storm was brewing in Song's state. A storm was coming. At the peak of a snowy mountain in Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming stood still with his brows tightly knitted. Who was it that said that he had obtained Emperor Song's storage ring? Could it be the Soul Extinguisher King? The Soul Extinguisher King is not dead? Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Previously, when many experts entered Emperor Song's palace, they only found Emperor Song's body, but not the Soul Extinguisher King's body. It was very likely that the Soul Extinguisher King was not dead. In the world, the Soul Extinguisher King was the only one who saw Lu Ming obtain Emperor Song's storage ring. Maybe it was the Soul Extinguisher King who took Emperor Song's world core and then spread the news. At this moment, a figure stepped on the air and landed beside Lu Ming. Master! Lu Ming bowed and cupped his fists. This person was the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Ming, you should have heard the news from the outside world, right? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Yes. Lu Ming nodded. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master pondered for a moment and said, Ming, did you obtain Emperor Song's inheritance and treasures? I only obtained Emperor Song's storage ring, but not the inheritance. Lu Ming did not hide and said directly. Chapter 17:10. You really obtained the Azure Thearch's treasure. Ming, your fortuitous opportunity is really not bad. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master's eyes lit up, and a smile appeared on his face. But soon after, his expression turned serious again. Ming, who else knows about this matter? How did it leak out? There is only one person, and that is the Soul Extinguishing King of the Evil Spirit sect. Back then, when he fought with the Azure the Arch, Lu Ming briefly recounted what had happened when he had met the Azure the Arch and the Soul-Extinguishing King. The Soul-Extinguishing King and the Evil Spirit sect are really ruthless. They are trying to instigate a civil war in Tsang State. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master frowned. The other party had spread the news that Lu Ming had obtained the Azure Thearka's inheritance and storage ring. But in fact, Lu Ming had not obtained the Azure Thearka's inheritance at all. In this way, even if Lu Ming handed over the Azure Thearka's storage ring, it would be useless. Because if he could not hand over the Azure Thearka's inheritance, it would definitely cause a civil war in Tsang State. This was the Evil Spirit sect's scheme. Ming, the Azure Thearka's storage ring is your own fortuitous opportunity. You should keep it well. No one can take it even if they want to. A sharp light flashed in the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's eyes. At this moment, a commotion could be heard outside the Cloud Dragon Valley. Lu Ming, come out. A voice came from afar. It's that old fellow. Lu Ming furrowed his brows. Lu Ming knew that it was the Silver Dragon Valley Master when he heard the voice. This old fellow is really fast. I want to see what he is here for. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said coldly. Then, a voice rang out. Let them in. As the voice rang out, the Cloud Dragon Valley disciples let them in. Then, they saw the Silver Dragon Valley Master leading a group of people over in an aggressive manner. Yinzheng, why did you bring your men to my Cloud Dragon Valley in such an aggressive manner? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master asked. Of course I'm here for Lu Ming. The Silver Dragon Valley Master looked at Lu Ming and sneered, Lu Ming, you're really selfish. You obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures, but you didn't say anything and kept them for yourself. Don't forget who brought you here from that desolate island. If I hadn't brought you from that desolate island to Dragon God Valley, would you still be here today? But you've obtained the Azure Emperor's inheritance and treasures, yet you want to monopolize them. Now, hand them over and share them with us. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley looked at Lu Ming with a burning gaze, his eyes full of greed. The people who had come with Valley Master Silver Dragon all had burning gazes. What a joke. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly, I can tell you that Lu Ming did not obtain Monarch Tsang's succession or treasure. Furthermore, even if Lu Ming did obtain it, it is his own fortunate encounter. No one can take it away from him. Yun Ruoxu, stop quibbling. Who would believe that Lu Ming did not obtain Monarch Tsang's succession or treasure? If he didn't have the inheritance and treasures of Emperor Tsang, how could a person who came from a desolate island have today's achievements? Moreover, he took out dozens of saint weapons at the treasure sorting meeting. How dare you say that he did not obtain Monarch Tsang's treasure? Yun Ruoxu, you want to keep it and share it with Lu Ming, right? Moreover, he only obtained it because of the sect's power. Therefore, he must hand it over. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley said, his eyes flashing with a cold light. If you have to hand over the opportunity that others obtained, then why don't you hand over the opportunity that you obtained, Yinzheng? Don't say that you did not obtain the opportunity. If you did not obtain the opportunity, how could you have cultivated to such a level? The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly. Any martial artist who had some achievements would more or less have some opportunities. For a top expert to be born, one's talent, hard work, and perseverance were indispensable. However, opportunities were also indispensable. The opportunity that I obtained is not comparable to Monarch Tsang's inheritance and treasure. Today, Lu Ming must hand it over. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley said arrogantly. Scram! The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley stepped forward, a terrifying aura burst out from his body and pressed down on the Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley. Yun Ruoxu, what are you doing? This is the Dragon God Valley. I came here with reason. How dare you attack me? The Dragon God Valley does not belong to you alone. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley shouted. However, he was greeted by a terrifying sword radiance. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley roared and his body was covered in a bright silver light. However, the sword radiance flashed and the silver light on his body collapsed. His face was covered in blood. One of his ears had been cut off by the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley. If you don't scram, the next strike will be your head. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly. Yun Ruoxu, you wait here. I'll report this to the Valley Master. The Valley Master of the Silver Dragon Valley was enraged. Fear flashed across his eyes. In the end, he did not dare to stay and left. What a clown! The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said indifferently. He then looked at Lu Ming and said, Ming, cultivate well. Don't think too much. With me around, no one can touch you. Lu Ming was touched. He bowed respectfully and said, Thank you, Master. There's no need to thank me. I'm your master. It's my duty to protect you. I'll take my leave first. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said with a smile. He then stepped into the air and left. Lu Ming continued to sit cross-legged on the peak of the snowy mountain and cultivated quietly. In the blink of an eye, another 3 days passed. Roar! On this day, an earth-shattering dragon roar was heard in the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming woke up from his cultivation and looked in the direction of the Dragon God Valley. There, the shadow of a real dragon soared into the sky and a light screen formed. Enemy attack! A voice reverberated throughout the Dragon God Valley, breaking the silence of the Dragon God Valley. In the Dragon God Valley, countless figures soared into the sky and gathered at the entrance of the Dragon God Valley. They're fast. There was a sharp glint in Lu Ming's eyes. Swoosh! In a flash, the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley appeared beside Lu Ming. Looks like a sect is here. Ming, let's go and take a look. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said. All right. Lu Ming nodded and followed the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley to the entrance of the Dragon God Valley. When they arrived at the entrance of the Dragon God Valley, countless disciples, deacons, and elders of the Dragon God Valley looked at Lu Ming strangely. Lu Ming ignored everyone's gaze and looked ahead. At this moment, the entrance of the Dragon God Valley was covered by a light screen. This was the sect protection array of the Dragon God Valley. Outside the Dragon God Valley, there were a few huge battleships. Then, figures flew out from the battleships. There were at least tens of thousands of people on the battleships. Each of them had a powerful aura. They were all experts. There were mainly 2 groups of people. One group was dressed in white robes and the other was dressed in black robes. Heavenly Divinity Sect and Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. At the front of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect was the Sect Master of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. The Sect Masters of the Heavenly Divinity Sect and Heavenly Universe Demon Sect are here. What a big lineup! The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly. Chapter 17:11. In the Dragon God Valley, an old man in a snow-white robe stepped forward and brought his fists together. Why have you two come with such great fanfare? This elder was the Valley Master of the Ice Dragon Valley and the entire Divine Dragon Valley. Ice old man, stop playing dumb. I heard that Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasure were obtained by Lu Ming of the Divine Dragon Valley. Ask him to hand it over. It's not something that he can take alone. It's not something that your Divine Dragon Valley can take either. The Sect Master of the Heavenly God Sect spoke in a deep and majestic voice. So you're here for Emperor Tsong's inheritance and storage ring. Lu Ming squinted his eyes and looked at the Sect Master of the Sky Demon Sect. There was a surge of anger in his heart. The Heavenly God Sect was one thing, but the Sky Demon Sect and the Heavenly God Sect were the first to arrive. In the past, Lu Ming had tolerated and restrained the Sky Demon Sect for the sake of Xianyanqing. However, the Sky Demon Sect had been pushing their luck. It wasn't the first time that they had attacked him. The Sect Master of the Sky Demon Sect knew about his relationship with Xianyanqing. However, he didn't care about it and came together with the Heavenly God Sect. This made Lu Ming's heart cold and his killing intent even colder. Since that was the case, He didn't need to restrain himself when he met the Sky Demon sect in the future. "Ha, the two of you, where did you hear this rumor from? How can the two of you believe in something that is made up out of nothing? You even brought so many experts from both sections. What a joke." The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley walked out and laughed. "Whether it's groundless rumors, whether it's true or not, as long as we search Lu Ming's soul, we will know." The sect master of the Sky Demon sect said indifferently. "What a joke. You think you can search his soul just because you want to? Then come over here and let me search your soul." The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley said coldly as he stared at the sect master of the Sky Demon sect. "You're being unreasonable. If you don't allow me to search your soul, it means that you have Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasure. I advise you to hand it over. The Divine Dragon Valley can't stop or protect it." The Master of the Sky Universe Demon sect said coldly. "That's right, Valley Master. I suggest that we hand over Lu Ming. Otherwise, the Divine Dragon Valley will be in danger. We can't implicate the entire Divine Dragon Valley because of one Lu Ming." Silver Dragon Valley Master suggested to Ice Dragon Valley Master. "Shut up." Valley Master Yunlong suddenly turned around and looked coldly at Valley Master Silver Dragon. "Valley Master, you see," Valley Master Silver Dragon's expression changed and he continued to speak to Valley Master Ice Dragon. "Alright, Lu Ming is a disciple of our Divine Dragon Valley. Whether or not he has obtained Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures, our Divine Dragon Valley has the obligation to protect him. Don't say anything about this matter." Ice Dragon Valley Master's words made Yin Zheng's face turn ugly. The Tsong Emperor was the ruler of the Tsong province back then. His inheritance and treasures shouldn't be enjoyed by one person or one sect alone. They should be shared among all the sects in the Tsong province. You'd better hand them over. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said. What a joke. Putting aside the fact that Lu Ming didn't get it, even if he did, it's his own opportunity. According to what you've said, all the resources of the Heavenly Divine sect come from the Tsong province. How can it be enjoyed by the Heavenly Divine sect alone? Hand it over and share it with everyone in the Tsong province. Valley Master Yunlong sneered. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said coldly, "How can you compare this matter? If Lu Ming doesn't hand over Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures, your Divine Dragon Valley will be destroyed and removed from the Tsong province. Everyone will be buried with him." As soon as the sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect and the Heavenly Universe Demon sect said, a terrifying aura burst out from their bodies. The atmosphere became extremely oppressive. The aura of so many people was too strong. Also, it's useless even if you hide in the Divine Dragon Valley. The families and families of your Divine Dragon Valley disciples are scattered all over the Tsong province. I don't mind sending people to exterminate them. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said. Everyone in the Divine Dragon Valley was enraged, but they were also worried. Despicable and shameless. As the sect master of a sect, you're despicable and shameless. You're just like the Divine Sun. Lu Ming shouted. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect looked at Lu Ming coldly. Lu Ming had killed the Divine Sun, Luo Shuihan. How could he let Lu Ming off so easily? You're breaking the rules. Valley Master Yunlong said. Even if two sects were to fight, they wouldn't implicate the families and families of their disciples. This was the unspoken rule of the martial world. Otherwise, it would be a mess. The rules are set by the strong. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine sect said arrogantly. Good, very good. Since that's the case, I'll kill every disciple of the Heavenly Divine sect I see. Valley Master Yunlong revealed a rare murderous intent. Yun Ruoxu, I'm afraid you don't have the ability to do so. The sect master of the Heavenly Universe Demon sect said coldly. Is that so? Valley Master Yunlong said. He then took a step forward and appeared outside of the Divine Dragon Valley's protective array. A long sword appeared in his hand. Roar! Valley Master Yunlong let out a deafening dragon roar. Let's see what you're capable of as a sect master. Valley Master Yunlong said. Then, a terrifying sword radiance slashed towards the sect master of the heavenly divine sect. Yun Ruoxu, I'd like to see what you're capable of after not fighting for so many years. A divine punishment spear appeared in the sect master's hand. The long spear pierced through the air. It was 100,000 feet long and it looked as though it could shatter the void. Boom! The sword radiance and the long spear clashed. Heaven and earth roared. Terrifying energy waves caused the void to tremble violently. The ground was struck by the energy waves and deep gullies appeared. Some of the energy waves flew towards the Divine Dragon Valley but were blocked by the protective array. Back off! Many experts from the Sky Universe Demon Sect and Heavenly Divine Sect retreated. They were afraid of being affected. Only the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect stood still. Cloud Dragon Emergence. Valley Master Yunlong waved his sword and a huge true dragon appeared. It roared and charged towards the sect master of the Heavenly Divine Sect. The sect master of the Heavenly Divine Sect shone with holy light. The holy light condensed into a huge god. The god stepped on the void and held a long spear in his hand. He stabbed towards the huge dragon. The two of them clashed again. The entire sky was about to be pierced through. Many people watched in shock. Such a great battle was too shocking. Valley Master Yunlong is so powerful. This is too shocking. Is Valley Master Yunlong an absolute saint? God, Valley Master Yunlong is an absolute saint. Discussions broke out in the Divine Dragon Valley. The other disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley were shocked. Among the 7 valleys of the Divine Dragon Valley, Cloud Dragon Valley had the least number of people. They had always thought that Valley Master Yunlong was the weakest. The other Dragon Valleys didn't take Cloud Dragon Valley seriously. They subconsciously thought that Valley Master Yunlong wasn't that powerful. Other than Valley Master Yunlong, the other Valley Masters of the 7 valleys of the Divine Dragon Valley were all supreme saints. Before this, most of the disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley thought that Valley Master Yunlong was also a supreme saint. They had never thought that Valley Master Yunlong was an absolute saint. Cloud Dragon Emergence. Chapter 17:12. Valley Master Yunlong waved his sword and 3 real dragons appeared. Each of them was extremely terrifying as they charged towards the sect master of the Sky God Sect. The sect master of the Sky God Sect looked solemn as he circulated his dharma and fought with Valley Master Yunlong. Dragon roars could be heard as long spears pierced through the air. The battle was getting more and more intense. What was shocking was that after 10 moves, the sect master of the Sky God Sect was at a disadvantage. This left everyone dumbfounded. You, come in too. Valley Master Yunlong's voice could be heard from the endless sword radiance. A real dragon roared and pounced towards the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Valley Master Yunlong wanted to fight the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the sect master of the Sky God Sect at the same time. As you wish. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect said coldly. Demonic light shot up into the sky and covered half of the sky with demonic light. She waved her hands and endless black demonic lotuses appeared and charged towards Valley Master Yunlong. 9 Cloud Dragon Manifestations. Valley Master Yunlong's voice could be heard again as 9 real dragons appeared. Each of these real dragons was formed by endless sword radiance. They were extremely terrifying and each of them had earth-shattering power. The 3 experts fought crazily and it was hard to determine the winner. Many people gasped. Valley Master Yunlong was too powerful. He was fighting 2 sect masters alone and it was hard to determine the winner. How many people in that Song state had such combat strength? Among everyone, Yin Zheng's face was the worst. He clenched his fists tightly and his body trembled. His face was pale and his eyes were filled with disbelief. He had never imagined that the Cloud Dragon Valley Master had already reached such a level. From the looks of it, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master had not used much of his strength when they fought previously. Otherwise, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master would have been able to kill him with a single strike. Damn it! This guy has kept a low profile for so many years and his strength has reached such a terrifying level. Jing roared in his heart. The experts of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Sky God Sect were also shocked. Lu Ming was also shocked. Although he had guessed that Valley Master Yunlong might be an absolute saint expert, Valley Master Yunlong's strength was still beyond his imagination. The battle continued. The three of them fought high up in the sky. Only endless light could be seen flashing, but the three of them could not be seen at all. After fighting intensely for a while, a terrifying explosion rang out. The light dissipated, and three figures appeared. The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and the Sky Universe Demon Sect stood side by side. Their expressions were extremely gloomy. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master wielded a long sword, his battle intent soaring to the heavens. At this moment, the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley was no longer that gentle old man. Instead, he was a powerful being who dominated the world. His sword shone with a chilling light. If I want to kill someone, none of you can stop me. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said confidently. The sect master of the Heavenly God Sect had the worst expression. If he gave the order to deal with the family members of the Dragon God Valley's disciples, then the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley could slaughter the other disciples of the Celestial God Sect. They could not stop him. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was too strong. Rumble. At this moment, another intense rumbling sound came from the distant sky. A huge warship quickly flew over and stopped not too far away. Then, a large number of figures flew out from the warship. Every single one of them was dressed in green robes, and a poisonous aura emanated from their bodies. The sect masters of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Heavenly God Sect were overjoyed. The experts of the Desire Poison Sect had arrived. The person leading the Desire Poison Sect was an old man. He was the sect master of the Desire Poison Sect. Today is really lively. The Desire Poison Sect master stepped forward and stood together with the sect masters of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Sky God Sect. You guys have gone too far. The Ice Dragon Valley Master stepped forward and appeared beside the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. A terrifying aura erupted from him. He was also an absolute saint. The 5 absolute saints faced each other in the sky. Their auras were extremely oppressive. Everyone looked on nervously. The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and the other sects seemed to be discussing telepathically. After a while, the sect master of the Heavenly God Sect said, "You can protect Lu Ming for now, but you can't protect him forever. Disciples of the Heavenly God Sect, listen up. Retreat 100 miles and set up camp. Once Lu Ming comes out, or the other disciples of the Dragon God Valley, take him down." Yes. The experts of the Heavenly God Sect obeyed. Disciples of the Sky Universe Demon Sect, listen up. Retreat 100 miles and set up camp. Disciples of the Desire Poison Sect, listen up. The sect masters of the Sky Universe Demon Sect and the Desire Poison Sect ordered the experts of the two sects to retreat 100 miles and surround the Dragon God Valley. The experts of the 3 sects retreated slowly. Then, the sect masters of the 3 sects glanced coldly at Lu Ming and retreated as well. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the Ice Dragon Valley Master looked at each other. Both of them looked worried. Disciples of the Dragon God Valley, listen up. Send experts to set up camp around the Dragon God Valley to prevent any sneak attacks. The Ice Dragon Valley Master ordered. Ming, go back. Don't think too much about this. They can't do anything to you. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master appeared beside Lu Ming and said gently. Yes, Master. Lu Ming nodded and walked toward the Cloud Space Valley. However, he clenched his fists tightly and a cold light flashed in his eyes. This situation was difficult to break out of. Even if he handed over the Tsang Thearka's storage ring, the Heavenly Divine Sect and the other sects wouldn't let it go. It was rumored that he had obtained the Tsang Thearka's inheritance. But in fact, he didn't have it at all. There was no way he could hand it over. This must have been news from the evil spirit sect. The evil spirit sect knew that Lu Ming didn't have the inheritance and couldn't hand it over. Therefore, the sects of the Tsang state were bound to clash. Even if Lu Ming went to explain, no one would believe him. I'm still too weak. I must enter the sage state as soon as possible. Lu Ming's eyes were determined. However, entering the sage state was a huge hurdle. If he didn't have enough experience, it would be too difficult to cross it in a short time. After returning to the Cloud Space Valley, Lu Ming fell into deep thought. I have to give it a try. Lu Ming muttered. He thought of a way to enter the sage state in a short time. That was to fuse the main body and the second body into one, and then fuse them back into one. The Twin Life Forbidden Art mentioned that the main body and the second body could be merged again. But once merged, it would be impossible to cultivate the second body in the future. This was a great loss. With the second body, he could do many things. Moreover, the second body was like having an extra life. If the main body was killed, he could still survive in the second body. But now, if he wanted to enter the sage state in a short time, he had to merge the main body and the second body. With the accumulation of the main body and the second body, the merging of the two was enough to break through to the sage state. In the current situation, if he didn't have the cultivation of the sage state, it would be difficult to protect himself. If he reached the sage state, his combat strength would skyrocket. Let's do it. Chapter 17:13. Lu Ming's main body and second body cast the Twin Life Forbidden Art at the same time. Their bodies glowed as if they were resonating with each other. Slowly, the bodies of the main body and the second body merged together. It was as if the two bodies were overlapping. Of course, the process was slow and couldn't be completed in one go. It needed time. Because it wasn't just the physical body that was fused. It also involved the soul and cultivation. It was very complicated. Time passed day by day. Outside the Dragon God Valley, the Heavenly Divine Sect, Empyrean Demon Sect and Desire Poison Sect were stationed there. They surrounded the Dragon God Valley, preventing the disciples of the Dragon God Valley from entering or leaving. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. The 3 sects were still stationed outside the Dragon God Valley. They had no intention of leaving. At the same time, the atmosphere in the Dragon God Valley was getting more and more tense. With the 3 sects blocking the exit, would the people of the Dragon God Valley be trapped for the rest of their lives? At this moment, a voice was heard in the Dragon God Valley, calling for Lu Ming to be handed over. Lu Ming is selfish. He obtained Emperor Tsang's inheritance and treasures and kept them for himself. In the end, he wants others to pay for him. There are so many people in the Dragon God Valley. How can we be implicated by Lu Ming? He obtained benefits and now he wants others to die with him. He hid and didn't show himself. Why is he implicating the entire Dragon God Valley? Hand over Lu Ming and the Dragon God Valley will be safe again. Such voices were getting louder and louder. Many people slowly shifted their anger to Lu Ming. They felt that Lu Ming was selfish. He had benefited from it, and when something happened in the end, he went into hiding and asked others to foot the bill for him. On what basis? Lu Ming, let's see how long you can hide. Silver Dragon Valley Master Yin Zheng sneered. This kind of voice was naturally spread by Yin Zheng's men in secret. Slowly, the other disciples of the Dragon God Valley were incited. They surrounded the Cloud Dragon Valley and demanded Lu Ming to be handed over. Get out of my sight. At the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley, Yang Tianzong's aura was so strong that everyone was shocked. Tian Shui, Xuaningxin and the others stood beside Yang Tianzong, blocking the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley. What are you doing? Were they going to bully the other disciples of the Dragon Valley just because they were stronger? Although the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's cultivation is strong, he can't be lawless, right? That's right. Is Valley Master Yunlong going to use his cultivation to protect his own disciple and disregard the lives of the other disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley? Kill all the other disciples of the Dragon Valley if you can. Icy voices could be heard from the crowd. If you have the guts, come out and speak. Yang Tianzong's eyes were like lightning as he scanned the crowd. Those who were caught by his gaze shuddered. Humph, although the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's cultivation is powerful, there are so many of us. We may not be afraid of you. That voice came from the crowd again. Sowing dissension, you deserve to die. Yang Tianzong shouted. Suddenly, his body flashed and he leaped into the crowd. Following which, two blood-curdling screams rang out as two figures flew out of the crowd and crashed heavily onto the ground. They were two young men in silver robes, and one of them was Yin Zisong. As expected, it's your Silver Dragon Valley that's trying to sow discord. You guys have ulterior motives and deserve death. Tian Chui shouted. What are you doing? Is Cloud Dragon Valley rebelling? First, you covered up for Lu Ming. Now, you can't even talk about it. If you do, you'll kill them. Does Divine Dragon Valley belong to Cloud Dragon Valley now? Yin Zisong yelled. How dare you try to sow discord? I'll cripple you. Yang Tianzong's eyes were cold as he walked towards Yin Zisong. Stop! A loud roar was heard as the Valley Master of Silver Dragon Valley, Yin Zheng, stepped into the air and said coldly, Don't go overboard. They're just saying something fair. What bullshit fair? I think you're the one who said it, you old dog. You're trying to kill my junior brother Lu Ming. Tian Chui scolded. How dare you? How dare you? Yin Zheng shouted. Humph, don't take advantage of your seniority. If you have the guts, be arrogant in front of my master. I've already sent a message to my master and he'll be here soon. Yang Tianzong said. Yin Zheng's expression changed drastically. Fear flashed in his eyes as he said, It seems that your Cloud Dragon Valley is oppressing others with force and completely disregards the other dragon valleys. I reckon that in your heart, the weight of all the other dragon valleys added together is not as important as your Cloud Dragon Valley, right? If that's the case, I have nothing to say. Kill the people of Silver Dragon Valley if you want to. Having said that, Yin Zheng waved his sleeves and left the place. The other Dragon Valley disciples' faces darkened. That old man is extremely cunning. He deserves to be killed. Xue Ningxin gritted her teeth. Yin Zheng's words were to sow discord between the other Dragon Valleys and Cloud Dragon Valley. He wanted to use the other Dragon Valleys to force Cloud Dragon Valley to hand over Lu Ming. Under such circumstances, they could not kill Yin Zisong and the others. Otherwise, there would be internal strife in Divine Dragon Valley. Get lost! Yang Tianzong threw Yin Zisong and Xue Ningxin out. The conflict in Divine Dragon Valley was getting worse. Lu Ming was still in seclusion in the mountain river diagram. After 3 months, the bodies of Lu Ming's main body and second body had completely merged into one and they had become one. Boom! At this moment, a loud boom came from Lu Ming's body. His soul had also merged into one at this moment. The merging of the two souls caused Lu Ming's soul power to skyrocket. It was not as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Instead, it was several times stronger. Saint Heart, condense. When Lu Ming's soul merged into one, Lu Ming felt that it was time to break through to the Saint realm. He roared and the power of the laws flowed. He began to use the power of the laws to refine his true origin and condense his Saint Heart. Strangely, there were 2 types of laws flowing on Lu Ming's body. The law of primal chaos and the law of array flowed without interfering with each other. One refined the true origin while the other refined the spiritual fire. In Lu Ming's mind, the bright spiritual fire gathered into a ball and rushed toward Lu Ming's dantian. Finally, the spiritual fire entered Lu Ming's dantian and floated near the spiritual god. Then, it began to tumble. Under the effect of the law of array, it began to transform into a Saint Heart. At the same time, the spiritual god began to change. In the spiritual god, there was an illusory figure that slowly separated from the spiritual god. It could be seen that this illusory figure looked exactly like the spiritual god and Lu Ming. This was Lu Ming's soul. Before reaching the saint realm, a person's soul did not have a physical body. In other words, it did not have a soul at all. It only had spiritual will. However, after a martial artist broke through to the spiritual god realm, his spiritual will would merge with the spiritual god and begin to nurture his soul. In fact, the biggest use of the spiritual god was to nurture one's soul. This was very similar to the spiritual fire. The spiritual fire also had the effect of nurturing one's soul. Chapter 17:14. As one's cultivation increased, one's soul would become stronger and stronger. It was said that when one reached a certain level, even if one's physical body was destroyed, one's soul would still exist in the world. One could even use the energy of heaven and earth to condense a physical body at any time. At this level, one would truly reach the realm of immortality and indestructibility. As long as one's soul was not destroyed, one would not die. However, Lu Ming still had a long way to go before he could reach this realm. As he had just broken through to the saint realm, his soul had just taken shape. It could not even leave his body as it would be torn apart by the energy of heaven and earth. The soul was completely different from the spiritual deity. The spiritual deity was actually condensed from true essence. However, the soul was not. It was nurtured by Lu Ming's spiritual will. It was extremely mysterious and had something to do with the mystery of immortality. Slowly, the soul left the spiritual deity and turned into a beam of light. It rushed into Lu Ming's sea of consciousness and sat down cross-legged in it. After the soul left the spiritual deity began to transform into a sacred heart under the effect of the primal chaos law. The sacred heart used the law as its core and sacred energy as its foundation. In the future, as the law became stronger, the sacred heart could evolve into a small world. Time passed slowly. In the blink of an eye, another half a month had passed. 2 sacred hearts appeared in Lu Ming's dantian. One of them was filled with primal chaos chi, as if it was nurturing a universe. As for the other one, it was covered with strange runes. When one looked at it, one would feel as if they would sink into it and be unable to extricate themselves. I actually have 2 sacred hearts. Lu Ming himself was dumbfounded. As far as he knew, other people, regardless of whether they cultivated the inscription Tao or the martial Tao, only had one sacred heart. This was because a person could only comprehend one law at the half-saint realm. In fact, a person could only comprehend one law at the martial sage realm. Only when one reached the martial emperor realm would one be able to comprehend multiple laws. As for the sacred heart, it was condensed from the law as the foundation. As Lu Ming cultivated the twin life restriction, his main body and second body each comprehended a law. Thus, after they merged, he cultivated 2 sacred hearts. The 2 saint hearts were like twins, revolving around each other and spinning non-stop. Then, won't I be able to cultivate 2 small worlds in the future? Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Hoo! At this moment, Lu Ming felt a gust of wind blowing around him. Endless smoke suddenly appeared and enveloped Lu Ming. At this moment, Lu Ming felt as if he had entered a strange place. Even the environment around him had changed. This is the inner demon tribulation of the saint realm. Lu Ming's expression changed. Of course, there was also a great tribulation when breaking through to the saint realm. However, the great tribulation of the saint realm was not the same as before. It was not the thunder tribulation, but the inner demon tribulation. The inner demon tribulation was even more terrifying than the thunder tribulation. Everyone had their own inner demons. If they couldn't overcome the inner demon tribulation, they would vanish into thin air under the inner demon tribulation. Since ancient times, countless geniuses had failed to overcome the inner demon tribulation and died under it. However, Lu Ming had gone through 9 lifetimes in the reincarnation emperor's tomb in the 100 Tribes battlefield. His mind was firm and refined. The tribulation of the inner demon could not affect him at all. In just half a day, Lu Ming had successfully overcome the inner demon tribulation. When Lu Ming transcended the mental demon tribulation, there was a mysterious force in heaven and earth that surged into Lu Ming's body. This was within the mountain river diagram, but this force directly passed through the mountain-river diagram. At this moment, the spiritual energy and vital essence in Lu Ming's body began to change qualitatively and began to transform into saint power. Then, in the mountain and river diagram, endless origin chi gathered toward Lu Ming's body. Origin stones, I need a lot of origin stones. Lu Ming's mind stirred and piles of primordial stones appeared. They exploded one after another, turning into extremely rich primordial chi that surged into Lu Ming's body. It was constantly refined into wisps of sacred power. There was more and more saint power in Lu Ming's body. Not long after, the original mental strength and vital essence had been completely transformed into saint power. However, the absorption of primordial chi did not stop. Primordial chi was constantly being absorbed and transformed into saint power. Lu Ming had 2 saint hearts. The saint power produced by the 2 saint hearts was too strong. At the same time, he needed more origin stones. Lu Ming did not know how many origin stones he had devoured. There were at least billions of mid-grade origin stones. At this moment, the saint power in Lu Ming's body reached a state of saturation. The saint realm. Lu Ming had finally entered the saint realm and become a saint. Although he was only at the initial bright saint realm, it was a qualitative change from before. It was on a completely different level. Is this saint power? It's so powerful. Lu Ming carefully sensed the boundless sacred power in his body. He felt that it was filled with boundless power. It was many times stronger than before. Saint power was much stronger than vital essence. With the same amount, saint power was at least 10 times stronger than vital essence. This was a qualitative change. It was no wonder that the saint realm was so powerful. If one was not a saint, it was almost impossible to cross realms and kill a saint. Unless one was like Lu Ming, with extremely powerful laws and spiritual bodies, they could do it. Otherwise, once the saint power was unleashed, vital essence would not be able to withstand it. Also, what level has my soul power reached? Lu Ming carefully felt the soul in his sea of consciousness. He felt that his soul power had increased by dozens of times compared to before. He had a feeling that if he used the divine sword art now, he could easily tear apart the soul of a great bright saint realm or even a peak bright saint realm expert. With this upgrade, Lu Ming's combat ability had undergone a huge change. He had achieved a qualitative breakthrough. If Lu Ming had broken through normally, there would not have been such a huge improvement. The main thing was that his main body had merged with his second body. Not only had his soul power increased, but he had also cultivated 2 saint hearts. Therefore, Lu Ming could not estimate it. Perhaps, this is a blessing in disguise. There was a glint in Lu Ming's eyes. Now that I have broken through to the saint realm, I should be able to enter the Chaos Palace. Lu Ming's face was filled with anticipation. Previously, when he obtained the Chaos Scripture in the Chaos Palace, 2E had told him that if he wanted their help, he had to at least break through to the saint realm and become a saint. Now, Lu Ming had broken through to the saint realm. Although 2E, Gold E, and the rest were puppets, their strength was unfathomable. If he could get their help, then it would not be difficult to solve the Dragon God Valley siege. With a thought, the Chaos Token appeared in his hand. Then, boundless saint power poured into the Chaos Token. Wang! The Chaos Token buzzed and emitted a dazzling glow. Then, a beam of light formed and shrouded Lu Ming. Lu Ming felt as though he was being carried by an irresistible force. It was as though he was shuttling through the void toward a certain place. After an unknown period of time, the space shook. Lu Ming found that he had arrived at a grand hall. He had finally returned to the Chaos Palace. In front of him, the space rippled and several figures appeared. It was 2E, Gold E, and the rest. Young Lord. When 2E, Gold E, and the rest saw Lu Ming, they bowed to Lu Ming. Seniors, it's been a long time. Lu Ming returned the greeting. Young Lord has finally broken through to the Saint Realm. Chapter 17:15. Lu Ming was secretly shocked. Back then, when he was still a spiritual god, he felt that 2E was unfathomable and unfathomable when he met him. Now that he saw him again, he still had the same feeling. However, Lu Ming was even happier. The stronger 2E and the others were, the more help they would be to him. Seniors, now that Lu Ming has broken through to the Saint Realm, can you go out and help Lu Ming? Lu Ming asked. 2E, Gold E, and the others looked at each other. Then, 2E shook his head and said, Young master, we could in the past, but I'm afraid we can't now. Why not? Lu Ming's expression changed. Because you're not the only young master of the Primal Chaos Palace. 2E sighed. I'm not the only one. What does that mean? Lu Ming was puzzled. Could it be that there was another person who met the requirements after Lu Ming and passed the test? However, the Primal Chaos scripture had already been passed down to Lu Ming. Even if someone came later, they shouldn't be able to obtain the Primal Chaos scripture, right? How did they become the young master of the Primal Chaos Palace? Young master, another person came after you. However, this person didn't come because he cultivated 5 different intents or domains, but because of his physique. This person's physique is the chaotic body. Gold E explained. Chaotic body. Lu Ming was shocked. The chaotic body was only a legendary physique. Could there really be such a physique in the world? It's really unbelievable. It's hard to find a chaotic body even after countless years. In fact, the Primal Chaos Emperor had the chaotic body back then, so the chaotic body was the most suitable to inherit the Primal Chaos Emperor's legacy. However, because the Primal Chaos scripture had already been obtained by the young master, the chaotic body didn't obtain the Primal Chaos scripture. However, this person has the chaotic body. It's hard to find one even after countless years. He's too compatible with the Primal Chaos Emperor back then. Since he came here, all of us discussed and made him one of the young masters of the Primal Chaos Palace. Therefore, only one of you can truly control the Primal Chaos Palace in the future. 2E explained. In that case, I'll have to compete with the chaotic body in the future and the winner will be able to control the Primal Chaos Palace? Lu Ming said. That's right. Only the victor between the two of you will be able to truly control Primal Chaos Palace. Therefore, before the victor is decided, we will not leave with either of you nor will we help either of you. Di Dao. Lu Ming felt helpless. He didn't expect to encounter such a situation. He knew that the chaotic body was the same as the Chaos Emperor's constitution. It was most suitable for inheriting the Chaos Emperor and controlling the Chaos Hall. If Lu Ming had not arrived first and obtained the Chaos Scripture, 2E and the others would have definitely chosen the chaotic body. Young master, let me warn you. The chaotic body's current cultivation is far greater than the young master's, and his battle prowess is greater. He's invincible among those at the same level. He hasn't obtained the chaotic scripture, but because he possesses the chaotic body, he has cultivated the laws of chaos. His objective is to steal the chaotic scripture from the young master. 2E reminded. 2E, don't cross the line. Our principle is not to help either side. Gold 1 reminded from the side. I'm just giving a casual reminder. I have no intention of helping. Alright, young master, I'll send you back now. I hope that the next one to come will still be the young master. Tui Dao smiled before waving his hand. A powerful force acted on Lu Ming's body, and Lu Ming disappeared from Primal Chaos Palace. 2E, you seem to favor Lu Ming more. Gold One's body was golden like a statue. His voice was cold and emotionless. No. Tui Dao shook his head and sighed. We have waited for countless years and finally, Lu Ming has inherited the ancestors' legacy. However, we never thought that another chaotic body would appear. I never thought that another chaotic body would appear after the ancestor. Such a heaven-defying constitution just has to appear at this moment. It looks like a great era is upon us. The two worlds of the Tian Yuan world will probably usher in a golden age. That's right. Let's see what happens. If Lu Ming really encounters the chaotic body, he will probably be defeated. However, this child's fortune is so great that even you and I can't see through his fate. I'm afraid it won't be that simple. Let's just watch." Following Gold One's words, the hall fell silent. Lu Ming felt the world spin. Before long, he returned to the mountain river diagram. "Chaotic body, ha!" Lu Ming murmured as battle intent filled his eyes. This trip had indeed exceeded Lu Ming's expectations. He originally thought that he could ask Tui Dao and the others for help, but from the looks of it, he could only rely on himself. "Then let's have a good battle," Lu Ming murmured before exiting the mountain river diagram. He walked out of the Cloud Dragon Valley. When Lu Ming arrived at the entrance of the Cloud Dragon Valley, he discovered a large number of people gathered there. "Lu Ming has come out," someone hollered. Everyone's gaze was on Lu Ming. He finally couldn't hold it in any longer and came out. He enjoyed the treasures alone, but he hid himself, leaving the danger to us so that we could take it for him. Why? He's selfish and doesn't care about the lives of the others in the Divine Dragon Valley. I've never seen such a shameless person. Ask him to hand over Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures to resolve the crisis of the Divine Dragon Valley. Someone in the crowd yelled, causing the crowd to be enraged. Trying to sow discord again. Yang Tianzong's eyes were sharp. Swoosh! At that instant, Lu Ming's figure suddenly dashed out and grabbed a young man in a silver robe by the neck and lifted him up. It's the Silver Dragon Valley again, trying to sow discord again. Die! Lu Ming's voice was cold. Lu Ming, what are you doing? Can't we talk about what you've done? If you're so capable, kill everyone in the Divine Dragon Valley. The disciple of the Silver Dragon Valley yelled. That's right, Lu Ming, let him go. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because of your cultivation. The other disciples of the Divine Dragon Valley yelled. Selfish person, I'll take you down now and hand you over to the Heavenly Gods sect. At that instant, a figure suddenly appeared behind Lu Ming and grabbed at Lu Ming's shoulder. It was a white-haired old man with a formidable cultivation. His hand was emitting a strong sacred aura and sacred force. He was an expert at the peak bright sacred realm. It was obvious that an elder of the Silver Dragon Valley had taken advantage of the crowd's anger to take Lu Ming down so that the crowd could hand Lu Ming over to the Heavenly Gods sect. His hand was extremely quick as it approached Lu Ming at a shocking speed. He did not believe that Lu Ming could dodge it. Lu Ming's strength was strong as he had killed the God Sun at the treasure pedestal. However, the God Sun was only at the greater bright sacred realm and he was at the peak of the bright sacred realm. Lu Ming would not be able to dodge the sudden attack. However, at the next moment, his pupils suddenly constricted. This was because at this moment, Lu Ming suddenly turned around and looked at him with a sharp gaze. The next moment, he felt a tearing pain coming from the soul in his sea of consciousness. Bang! Chapter 17-16. Boom! The ground shook violently and the entire Cloud Dragon Valley seemed to be shaking. The hard ice layer on the ground shattered and the elder from Silver Dragon Valley created a large hole in the ground. He lay there and spat out mouthfuls of blood. His body twitched like a dead dog. At this moment, the entire place was silent. Everyone widened their eyes and looked at the scene in disbelief. Many people felt as if something was stuck in their throats. Their mouths squirmed but they couldn't say a word. This was because many people recognized that this old man was an extremely powerful elder of the Silver Dragon Valley. He was at the peak of the Bright Sage realm. However, he was like a dead dog in Lu Ming's hands, unable to withstand a single blow. Lu Ming, this was too perverted. Even Yang Tianzong, Tian Chui, and the others were dumbfounded. Who else wants to fight? Lu Ming's eyes were like lightning as he looked around. Those who were looked at by Lu Ming were shocked and broke out in cold sweat. Lu Ming, you can only fight your own people here. Go fight the people from Heavenly Divinity Sect and Heavenly Universe Demons Sect if you can. A young man in a silver robe mustered up his courage and shouted. Lu Ming looked at him and the young man shrank back. He avoided looking at Lu Ming and didn't dare to look at him. Looks like you're quite brave. Alright, do you want to come with me? Lu Ming said coldly. The young man stammered. Shut up if you don't have the guts. Lu Ming hollered. He then soared into the air and flew out of the Divine Dragon Valley. Is Lu Ming really going to fight the people from Heavenly Divinity Sect, Heavenly Universe Demon Sect and Poison Sect? Let's go and take a look. The crowd followed Lu Ming out of Dragon Valley. Yang Tianzong, Tian Shui and the others looked at each other and followed. The entrance of the Dragon God Valley was guarded by many experts of the Dragon God Valley. The 7 Valley Masters of the Dragon God Valley were all here. Lu Ming attracted a lot of attention as soon as he arrived. Ming, you've made a breakthrough. The Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley landed his gaze on Lu Ming. His eyes lit up and he was pleasantly surprised. Yes, Master. I just made a breakthrough. Lu Ming nodded. Good. You're indeed the one who killed the Divine Sun. Ice Dragon Valley Master walked over with a smile on his face. Master, Valley Master, I have a plan that might be able to stop the 3 sects. Afterward, Lu Ming transmitted his voice to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the Ice Dragon Valley Master. Ming, are you confident? Upon hearing Lu Ming's words, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master revealed a shocked and worried expression. Ice Dragon Valley's Valley Master's eyes also flickered. Clearly, he was shocked. Yes. Lu Ming's answer was firm. Alright, then Master will protect you. Valley Master. Count me in. Ice Dragon Valley Master stroked his long beard and smiled. Many thanks, Master, Valley Master. Lu Ming bowed and then strode out of the Divine Dragon Valley. He passed through the sect protecting array and walked in the air step by step. Lu Ming really went out. Many people were shocked. Yin Zheng's eyes were filled with pride. Ah, the Valley Masters are also out. Someone exclaimed. Right then, the Ice Dragon Valley Master and the Cloud Dragon Valley Master followed Lu Ming and moved forward. The moment Lu Ming left the Dragon God Valley, Heavenly God Sect, Sky Universe Demon Sect, and Desire Poison Sect saw him. Many experts flew towards Lu Ming and stopped not far away from Lu Ming. Both sides stood in the air. Lu Ming, you're finally out. Have you thought it through and decided to hand over Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures? Heavenly God Sect Master asked. Lu Ming smiled faintly and said, how about I make a bet with you? A bet? The sect masters of the Heavenly God Sect and Sky Universe God Sect were stunned. What kind of trick is this Lu Ming trying to play? But with so many of them here, Lu Ming can't play any tricks. What bet? How do you want to bet? Heavenly God Sect Master asked. Let's bet on Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures. I challenge the Bright Sage experts of your 3 sections. As long as you're in the Bright Sage realm, you can fight with me. If I lose, I'll hand over Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures. If you lose, you can go back to where you came from. How about it? Lu Ming said. That was his plan. The bet with the other party depended on whether they had the confidence to accept it or not. You really did obtain Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures. Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said, greed flashing in his eyes. Lu Ming smiled faintly. He knew that even if he denied it, the other party wouldn't let it go. Denying it was useless, so he might as well admit it and bet with them. Do you dare to bet or not? If you want to capture me and search my soul, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Before you capture me, I can kill myself. At that time, you won't get anything. Lu Ming said coldly. The Heavenly God Sect Master, Sky Universe Demon Sect Master, and Poison Desire Sect Master's eyes flickered. What do you think? The Heavenly God Sect Master transmitted his voice to the other 2. This brat proposed such a condition. I reckon he's already in the true sage realm. Sky Universe Demon Sect Master said. So what if he's in the true sage realm? Is he invincible in the bright sage realm just because he's in the true sage realm? He's underestimating our three sects. Poison Desire Sect Master sneered. Although Lu Ming's combat strength was strong, the three sects had a long history and they had accumulated many bright sage realm experts. Over the years, there were many people who had broken through to the true sage realm with Earth's spiritual bodies. Some of them had stayed in the great circle of the bright sage realm for a long time and had even cultivated divine abilities. No matter how strong Lu Ming was, he had just broken through to the true sage realm. How could he be a match for these old monsters? The Heavenly Gods Sect Master and the others also thought of this point. After discussing for a while, they nodded their heads. If they could easily obtain Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures, why not? Alright, we agree. Heavenly God Sect Master said. Alright, which one of you wants to fight? Lu Ming's body emitted a powerful battle intent. I'll do it. A skinny middle-aged man stepped out from the Poison Desire Sect's area, exuding a powerful aura. Peak Bright Sage Realm. He came to Lu Ming's side and the two of them faced each other. At this time, the people of the Divine Dragon Valley were shocked. Lu Ming wanted to challenge all the bright sage experts of the three sections. How was this possible? It was unbelievable. Everyone's eyes widened as they watched. Boom! At this time, a shocking aura erupted from Lu Ming's body. Vast sage aura shot into the sky. Sage Realm. Lu Ming has broken through to the true sage realm. How terrifying! How long has it been since he broke through to the true sage realm? How could it be so fast? He was only in the second stage of the half-sage realm at the treasure sorting assembly a year ago. He only broke through to the third stage after the battle with the Divine Sun. How could he break through to the true sage realm so quickly? Many people were shocked and discussed among themselves. Could it be because of Emperor Tsong's treasures? Many people thought of this and their eyes burned with passion. Chapter 1717. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Ice Valley Master, the Celestial God Sect Master, and the others all retreated to give Lu Ming enough space. Kill! The skinny middle-aged man from the Desire Poison Sect hollered. With a single movement, he charged toward Lu Ming. With a wave of his hand, a stream of poisonous gas took the shape of a long spear and charged toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming's palm glowed and the black dragon spear appeared. With a thrust, the spear gleam was dazzling, dissipating the long spear formed by the other party's poisonous gas. However, after the poisonous gas dissipated, dense poisonous insects appeared and charged toward Lu Ming. Destroy! Lu Ming roared and swept out with the black dragon spear. It became 10,000 feet long and a terrifying force crushed all the poisonous insects into ashes. Shwa! Lu Ming took a step forward and instantly closed in on the skinny middle-aged man. The long spear stabbed out like lightning. It was unbelievably fast and exceeded the reaction of the naked eye. Pang! The skinny middle-aged man's body was pierced by the long spear and exploded. However, after the explosion, he turned into a cloud of poisonous gas that constantly churned. Lu Ming, your battle strength is very strong, but I also have a high-grade earth spiritual body. It's useless against me. The skinny middle-aged man's cold voice rang out from the poisonous gas. Without a doubt, this skinny middle-aged man was definitely a genius when he was young and had a very high-grade spiritual body. In fact, many people who could break through to the Saint Realm were very talented when they were young and their spiritual bodies wouldn't be low-grade. It was very difficult for ordinary spiritual bodies to break through to the Saint Realm unless they had a heaven-defying opportunity. Those who could break through to the Saint Realm were usually Earth spiritual bodies and above. Of course, the higher the grade of the spiritual body, the higher the chances of breaking through. Thousand Poison Extermination. The skinny middle-aged man's voice rang out and endless poisonous gas surged towards Lu Ming. A foul stench rushed into Lu Ming's nose. This poisonous gas contained the law of poison and was extremely terrifying. Just a strand of it could poison tens of thousands of creatures to death. It's not like I haven't killed a mere poisonous body before. Lu Ming said coldly. A huge chaotic flipping sky seal appeared in his hand. The primal chaos flipping sky seal was as large as a mountain, and it pressed down on the endless poisonous gas. Now that Lu Ming had broken through to the Saint realm, his saint power was surging, and he could use the chaotic flipping sky seal at will. Before this breakthrough, if Lu Ming used the primal chaos flipping sky seal with all his strength, he would run out of quintessential essence. But now, there was no such problem. Boom! As the primal chaos flipping sky seal pressed down, the poison continued to churn. The primal chaos law continued to erase the poison. Ah, what's going on? Damn it! The other party started to panic. The strong poison kept churning as he tried to escape. However, he had been completely locked down by the primal chaos sky seal. How could he escape? The terrifying power continued to destroy the other party. No, 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 the other party panicked and screamed in terror. But it was useless. The poisonous chi was getting weaker and weaker. After a final scream, all of the poisonous chi was wiped out. The thin middle-aged man vanished into thin air. Humph! The sect master of the desire poison sect snorted, his face ugly. This brat's combat strength is indeed amazing. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon sect said with a gloomy face. He had just broken through to the Saint realm, but he was able to kill a peak bright sage expert. It was shocking. Who else wants to fight? Lu Ming's eyes were like lightning as he scanned the people of the three major sections. I'll kill you. An old man in a black robe stepped out from the Sky Universe Demon sect. With every step he took, his aura grew stronger. When he arrived in front of Lu Ming, his aura was earth-shattering and overwhelming. Peak Bright Sage Realm. This old man had reached the Peak Bright Sage Realm and was standing at the peak of the Bright Sage Realm. The next step would be the Great Sage Realm. Needless to say, his spiritual body was definitely a superior earth spiritual body. Since he was willing to fight, he must be very strong. Everyone's eyes fell on Lu Ming and the old man from the Sky Universe Demon sect. This old man was in the Peak Bright Sage realm, and his combat strength was several times stronger than a Peak Bright Sage. Was Lu Ming a match for him? Lu Ming was only in the small success Bright Sage realm. Could he cross so many realms and fight with a Peak Bright Sage realm expert? Boom! The old man from the Sky Universe Demon sect was filled with demonic chi as a demonic saber appeared in his hand. 6 killing demonic saber. The terrifying demonic saber burst out, crossing the space and slashing toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming held the black dragon spear and swept out. A huge spear light collided with the demonic saber. Boom! Heaven and earth roared. The spear light and the saber light collapsed at the same time. However, the demonic saber in the old man's hand slashed out again. This time, he slashed out 6 times in a row. Each slash transformed into a huge demonic god that was tens of thousands of feet tall and charged toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming put away the black dragon spear and used the chaotic flipping sky seal. With a wave of his hand, the chaotic flipping sky seals formed in the sky one after another. A total of 6 chaotic flipping sky seals were formed and pressed down on the 6 demonic gods. The demonic gods roared and a terrifying pressure filled the sky. It was as if a real demonic god had come to the world and wanted to kill all living things. The demonic gods punched the chaotic flipping sky seals continuously. Boom! 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 The demonic chi was shocking. When the demonic fists hit the chaotic flipping sky seals, it was as if a drum was beating. In the end, the chaotic flipping sky seals exploded, but the 6 demonic gods also fell apart. Kill! The law of chaos flowed around Lu Ming. He was like a stream of light as he charged toward the old man from the Sky Universe Demon sect. 2 rays of sword light burst out from his eyes and rushed into the old man's body. The old man from the Sky Universe Demon sect screamed in pain. His eyes bulged and his aura was in chaos. Whoosh! Lu Ming instantly appeared beside the elder from the Heavenly Universe Demons sect. He struck with his palm, breaking through the other party's heavy defense and grabbing his throat. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. It was simply unbelievable. A Great Circle Bright Sage expert was defeated by Lu Ming so easily. It was unbelievable. How could Lu Ming be so strong? He was only at the lesser Bright Sage realm, but he could easily defeat a Great Circle Bright Sage expert. Lu Ming looked at the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon sect coldly. He said, "I have been patient with the Sky Universe Demon sect, but you guys are too much. Today, kill." As soon as he said the word kill, a terrifying force burst out. The old man's body was torn apart and his soul was destroyed. His saint heart fell into Lu Ming's hands. From now on, he would no longer tolerate the Sky Universe Demon sect, nor would he have any misgivings. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demon sect said coldly. The sect masters of the Heavenly God sect and Poison Desire sect were the same. The three sects were silent. On the other hand, the Dragon God Valley was silent. Lu Ming was so young, but he could kill a Great Circle Bright Sage expert. He was like an invincible god of war. Was this really something that could be achieved by relying on Emperor Tsong's inheritance and treasures? Even Emperor Tsong was not as strong when he was young. This brat probably has a greater opportunity than Emperor Tsong's treasures.